Hey everyone, and today I have another Doom beta gameplay for you all. This time around, I kind of wanted to cover, or I guess even not really cover, but kind of talk about my worries and my anticipation. So I guess you could say like my excitement and what I'm really kind of scared about for the actual full game. This I know, yeah, this is beta gameplay obviously, and the full game's gonna be much bigger. I'm well aware that. I am a little bit skeptical because Doom's never been a multiplayer focused game, and what do you know? They're focusing on multiplayer this time around. Besides having the campaign and the snap maps mode, which is going to be, you're gonna get to create your own maps and you could create a variety of things, but that's not, I guess, the case of what I'm pretty much saying. But most of my, I guess, excitement is for the fact that it's Doom. They're coming out with new Doom, new modes. Well, obviously, yeah, you have a full feature-length campaign coming out. You have the what's it called? You have the multiplayer aspect of the game, which is fully fleshed out. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 9 modes, 4 or 5. I think it's five, no, I think it's 5 or 6 multiplayer modes, and just insane customization. Like, I don't know if I've made a video on my channel. If you haven't seen it already, check it out if you feel like it. It was actually a video that I thought was really cool because I wasn't aware of the customization for the multiplayer. Like, you're probably looking at my current gun and you're like, wow, that's a nice camo. I made that. That's not a camo. I custom made that gun. I put the camos on it the way that they're on. I colored it the way that it is. It's patterns that you unlock through playing the game, and everything that I'm pretty much wearing is just a little colorful little person character that I made. And I did not expect the customization in this game to be this, I guess, drawn out is the best way to describe it. Probably it's actually a lot more than I anticipated, and I'm very excited to see what they do with the full game, to see just how far the multiplayer and the customization go. It's something that I don't think anybody really expected from Doom. I didn't even know that they had taunts until I turned on the beta, and I was like, what is this? I could do the Carlton dance? Like, oh man. And then there's so many taunts and stuff like that. I threw that in that video. You'll see everything that I got, and on top of that, everyone in the beta does get different stuff. So what you see that I got is not the same thing that everyone else got. I know I mentioned that in some point in the video, but I'm clarifying it now. And also at this section of the video, I had a very important message and I had to check it, so it kind of looked like I was being weird. But yeah, anyways, the customization for this is it's so much more than I thought it'd be, and I feel like it will give more leg space, I guess, to the game, which comes to my first worry, is the legs of the game. Will this game last? It's coming out in an age of the MMO shooters, Destiny, The Division, and yes, you have your other typical shooter games like Call of Duty and all that other stuff, but currently Destiny and The Division kind of rule the landscape that is video games right now in terms of shooters. And you're bringing one of the original FPSs back into a whole new world, a whole new area where they're dominated by something that didn't exist back then, pretty much. And it's kind of worrisome in my eyes, because this is a really good game. If you haven't played the beta, it's a ton of fun. I played the alpha, and the alpha was silky smooth, and I'm playing the beta, and it's even more smooth than it was then. So imagine this when in a month and a half, when this game is finalized, when it's done, when it's retail, when it's out. This game's in my opinion, this game's gonna be a big hit which comes to my second worry, I guess you could say, the right audience comes by and adopts the game into their library, which I'm a little bit worried about, because again, everyone's so focused on other games right now. Like let's see, Dark Souls 3 comes out, and it's not the type of game that I'm talking about, but this is another game that a lot of people are anticipating. It comes out next week or something like that, April 12th. You have the Division first content coming out April 12th. You have the Destiny content coming out April 12th. And then in May, you have a bunch of other games coming out around this time frame. And then May 26th, I think it is, May 25th, you have Overwatch coming out. And then Battleborn comes out in April. There's just so many games right now that are fighting for this game's spot. Not even this game's spot, but just for their own place, for people to play. And you're going to bring, again, this game, which is completely different. This game is by far, compared to any other games, nothing like it. This game is just something in its own other world, simply because every aspect that those other games have, this game doesn't. Regenerating health, nope, you have to pick up ammo, you have to pick up health packs. Ammo, if you run out of ammo, you gotta run and find ammo packs. There's no, what's the word? If I'm mistaken, there's no radar. I think there's a radar, but I can't see my screen right now. Yeah, I don't think there's a radar. There's no regeneration. It's kind of just aiming, gun skill. You know, how accurate are you even? Can you land that shot? Are you good with maybe, you know, finding routes? Are you familiar with the respawn times for your weapons? Are you familiar with respawn time for the gear on the map? Are you, you know, you saw probably the Gauss rifle right there. That has, once you pick it up, it has a 120-second timer. So usually, every power-up drops at around 8 minutes and I think it's 50 seconds. I might be wrong. I don't really remember the exact timing, but from that point on, if you pick it up at that exact time, you know to come back in 2 minutes. So it's kind of it's different. It's nothing like any other FPS right now, and it's a good thing. That's my main excitement. Is it's a very, very good thing that this game's different, and it's different to the point where it's gonna have its own audience, just like Rainbow Six Siege, which is another shooter that I play a lot, but doesn't have a big audience. Why it doesn't have a big audience? Because it's different. It's nothing like these other shooters to the point where it doesn't have the same systems. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of people like to call it realism, and I guess that's viable, but not really, because again, it's in its own other world. It's a different shooter. Doom's a different shooter, and again, I mean, actually, you could even point out the fact that when Wolfenstein came out again, a lot of people were most likely skeptical, but that game was fully single player, so that's more understandable. But this game isn't. This game never focused. Doom never ever focused on multiplayer. Pretty much, it was a Quake thing. Quake was purely multiplayer, but now Doom is trying to compete. Well, I wouldn't say trying to compete, but if you want to sell a game nowadays, you have to, for whatever reason, you have to fill, I guess, the requirements that the rest of the world wants, sort of. So you kind of have to have a single player and multiplayer experience, otherwise you're going to be considered half of a game. I mean, when Titanfall came out, I absolutely love that game, and I'm being a horrible person, but I absolutely love Titanfall. Not many other people did, because its single player was little to non-existent, besides the little dialogue that they had in between the multiplayer missions. And that's something that I guess I'm not really worried about, but in a way I know a lot of other people are, so it kind of counts as my worry, because I want this game to be adopted by everyone that plays this. This game's fantastic. It's so much fun, and I cannot wait for the full release, because it's going to be something that I'm going to be playing a lot, along with a bunch of other games coming out soon. Hopefully Crackdown 3. Like, these are all games that are just different. They're nothing like the games that currently rule the video game space right now as far as shooters go, and it's something that I'm very, very excited for it to come out, to see how it competes with all the other games, to see just how it creates its own little world. I guess you could say its own little spot for all the gamers to kind of come along and be like, oh, this is something new, let's adopt this game, let's all play it, let's all get into Doom once again. It's back, and we'll see. I'm really, really hoping that happens. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and take care.